doable, and this is something you can see changing as we
Peter Obi speaking at the Political Consultative Group Conference being held in Abuja. A lot of political heavyweights are in attendance: Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amaechi, and a host of many others. This is reminiscent of what Peter Obi said in Arawa House during the presidential election campaign of 2023. There was nothing he didn't tell them. He told them how he would turn around the northern economy through agriculture, that he will make them rich to the extent that they will no longer be talking about crude oil. He made a lot of comparisons with many countries in Europe, that the North can feed Nigeria, not just Nigeria, but Africa as a whole. But after all the pitch, all his campaign, they still didn't vote for him. And the reason they didn't vote for him wasn't because they didn't feel that he could do all that he promised, or that they felt he was lying, it was just mere politicking. No, the elites do not want someone like Peter Obi to be the president. Yes, it's as simple as that. Because they know his antecedents, not just Peter Obi, anyone like him. They don't want that person to be at the helm of affairs of this country, because they know the person will block all the loopholes where they steal money. Yes, all these elites, it's all about themselves. They don't give a damn about the common man. All they want is to have access to power. That's all. If it is contract, anything they want, they have access to it. And with someone like Obi, it will never be possible. He did it in Anambra State. He first of all started fighting all the mafia, all the criminal elements that hijacked Anambra State at the time. He fought all of them hands down. He also fought the civil servants who are always inflating contracts. He fought a lot of fights, and at the end of the day, he was impeached. INEC also conducted an election that wasn't supposed to be held. He fought all the battles and came back. That was when people started buying into his dreams. When he was doing it before, people felt that, people don't like change. They are too averse to change. They prefer to stay where they are instead of taking a leap into the unknown. So this is the problem we have in Nigeria. Until Nigerians take the bull by the horns and chase away all the people that are benefiting at the detriment of Nigerian people, until we do that, Nigeria will never work. Yes, call it whatever you want to call it, whether it's a revolution, a bloody one, or a revolution through the votes, whatever you call it, Nigerian people must take over their country. If you don't do that, the elites who are very corrupt will continue to run the country the way they want. The reason they voted for Tinubu wasn't because they didn't know his antecedents. No, they are very aware. It's just to return that favor to him because he supported Muhammadu Buhari. They knew that if they support him, when it's their turn again, he will support them again. But in all the political calculations and permutations, no one, including the elites, thought that this man could bring so much poverty in Nigeria under 2 years. Yes, that's why they are running helter-skelter, to make sure that they at least remove that man. Yes, that's the most important thing in the North today. They want to make sure they form a formidable coalition to remove the man from power. And they know they can only do it with another southern candidate, so as not to play into their hands. Because if they back a northerner, that will give APC something to campaign on. They will simply tell southerners, hey, you see these northerners, the way they remove Goodluck Jonathan, that's the same way they want to remove Tinubu. People will just fall for it because of that sense of injustice, forgetting the fact that it was the same Tinubu that teamed up with northerners to remove Goodluck Jonathan from power in 2015. Yes, that's the reality. The way he criticized Goodluck Jonathan at the time, you would think that, maybe he did something personal to him. They went beyond politics. That's to prove to you how desperate they were before 2015 presidential election. And they continue to be desperate today. That's why, despite the fact that they are in power, they've achieved their ultimate dreams, but they are still behaving as if they are the opposition. The way they attack the opposition, the way they do everything, the manner they respond to issues, you will see that they continue to be very, very desperate. So the question remains, will Nigerians ever be more desperate than they are? Nigerians must be more desperate than they are before they can defeat them. They are already in power. They will do anything to retain that power. It's like we are trying to remove the feeding bottle from their mouths. Yes, they are trying to protect the trappings of office that they enjoy. If we remove them from power, that means no more free money, no more long motorcades, no more slush funds that they use to manipulate the opposition. All these will go away because they will no longer be in power. So you can imagine they're sitting on our budget, sitting on money, running into trillions of naira, and they're using that money to fight Nigerians who oppose them. So if you don't become more desperate than they are, you can never win against them. And if they win, that means more poverty, more frustrations. Imagine a massive, beautiful country like Nigeria with enormous human capital and natural resources. We shouldn't have anything to do with poverty, but because we are under a criminal hijack, if we don't become more desperate than they are, then our lives will be on the line. Let's take a listen.
I maintained, and I still maintain, the insecurity in Nigeria, especially in the north, rests on poverty. The rest of all that has been mentioned and everything. I've been in the financial industry for years, and I can tell everybody this, you can go and verify this in this country. I was in the financial industry. When you look for cash, you go to Kano. When you look for cash, you never play. Kano was #1 place for cash, because then we had all the factories in Bombay, in Sharadamba, in Sharadamba. Go to Kano today, those industries are not there. Go to Kaduna, there's no industry. There's no industry again in Kaduna. We used to put Kaduna Trade Fair 2 years for you to get the space. Today nobody goes there. We used to go to Meduguri for cash. Today nobody goes there. That is the poverty. And when you have poverty, you have criminality that you cannot control. Because when people don't know where the next thing will come from, you can never control your action. And they easily recruit. But in all these, it all rests in squarely on governance, on government to solve. And I've always said the North can change Nigeria. The greatest assets of this country is in the North. We can make more money, I say it every year, we can make more money from farm agriculture than we make from oil. And I'm starting to prove in everything. This entire country produces less than 6 million tons of rice. That is less than 10% of what Bangladesh produces. Bangladesh is a country that lives on 148,600 square kilometers of land. That is the size of 2 northern states. Niger at 76.3 and Borno at 70.8 is equal to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh has a population of 170 million. So if you divide their 146 by this thing, it's less than about 800 square meters, when these two states have over 13,000 square meters. It's a huge land. Niger State has the most arable land in this country, cannot feed itself. It's 76.3 thousand square kilometers. They are not exporting anything. Netherlands with 33,000 square kilometers. So Niger State is 2.5 times size of Netherlands. Yet they exported 124 billion euros, about over $130 billion of agricultural export. That is exactly 2.5 times what we get from oil. One state. The story is the same everywhere. So the solution is in the north. Why don't we use 1.2? If you put 1.5 trillion was insecurity in the north today, we start dealing with it. We can capitalize that part with 1 trillion, and if you put another 1.3 trillion small poverty alleviation, and he went to Bank of the North, Bank of Industry, and gave them 2 billion, and over 2 years, they cannot even put their own capital something. We can solve it. The more you put people out of poverty, the more you solve insecurity. I've been to prisons, I've been to places to see what is happening. We need to change it. It is very easy. We need to invest in education. We can't talk about free universal education when people are not going to school. Our children are not in school. I have taken time to go to the north, sat down with their imaginary children. They are the most brilliant people God created. Because you see children in 9 years and 10 years memorizing Quran. If they can't go to school, we test it to them. Where they are learning Quran, they can learn English, they can learn mathematics, they can learn this. It's very easy. And we are doing it in Kaduna, and it's working. I went to one in Kaduna, I even visited there with them. My brother, that when they provided them, and paying their teachers now, provided them toilets, provided them everything. If you see the kids, they are changing. Let's invest in them.